is a ton of great work that's been done on something that we have always known to be true. Women have more reason to experience fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the development of their careers. It is harder for women to become leaders. It's harder to navigate into and through senior leadership. But I don't want to talk about the struggles of women in leadership. I do want to talk about what we can do in spite of them. How we can unleash our full potential even when faced with fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Imagine having an empowering strategy to push you through the paralysis of fear and give you the courage to make bolder moves and have greater impact. I think I have that for you. I'm going to take you back to the late 1980s, when Madonna still wore bangles, when men outnumbered women in law school, and even more so in the practice of law, when law firms didn't have maternity leave policies, and the few senior women told us to figure it out for ourselves like they did, when the number of women at any table was small, and at the leadership table, non-existent. I was one of those women in the minority, in law school and as a practicing lawyer in Canada's largest national law firm. I saw the rough terrain ahead of me, but I put my head down, I worked hard, and I focused on my goal of becoming a partner in that law firm. On September 19th, 1997, at 3:30 in the afternoon, I got a call congratulating me on my admission to the partnership. I did it. 11 years after starting law school, I added one more woman to that table. You would think that that would be one of the happiest days of my life, right? Well, it wasn't. I had no idea how determination and hard work could be derailed. How it really didn't matter that I had been a woman who had navigated the trenches in a male-dominated profession. 4 hours earlier, on that very same day, my 5-month-old son, Justin, took his last breath at the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. Justin was my second child. His older sister, Jade, was 3 at the time. That wasn't the plan. The plan was I was going to become a partner on maternity leave, not bereavement leave. The juxtaposition of those two events happening on the same day, an amazing career milestone, and the greatest personal tragedy of my life, gave me pause to think about the choices I had made and the choices I was going to make. Could I go back to my practice as a family law lawyer where I was representing parents who were lucky enough that they got to keep their children, yet they put them in a tug of war through legal battles? I was filled with fear, uncertainty, doubt, and grief. I went back to work. How? Well, I had a hypothesis that if I said yes, if I forged ahead, I would figure it out. And I'm so glad that I did. Because I went on to practice family law, which was my passion, to make a difference in the lives of my clients, and very soon after going back, to win a case in the Ontario Court of Appeal for a father of 3 young boys, to then be named Family Law Lawyer of the Year, and to have a track record of high-conflict custody cases. Now, fear doesn't go away. Every time I walk into a courtroom, there's some fear. I have one fun strategy. It's a song. I hope you know Shakira's song about Africa. It's Time for Africa. And it was the official song for the 2010 FIFA World Cup. Now, it's very uplifting, great beat, but the words that really get to me as I'm walking into that courtroom, she says, "The pressure's on, you feel it, but you've got it all, believe it." And then it goes on to the really fun part of, "If you fall, get up." Like, I really wish that I could sing it for you, but then you might expect me to be able to move my hips like Shakira, and this will quickly dissolve into disaster and you'll ask for your money back. But in all seriousness, a combination of professional counseling, the support of my family, my friends, my colleagues, ensured that I could return to my job. Not only return, but thrive. And I'm so grateful to them. I encourage all of you to ask for help when you need it. So if you test a hypothesis and you get a positive result, what do? Test it again. So I did. I had the opportunity to take on a leadership role in my firm's litigation department. My first instinct was, are you kidding? No way. You've heard the expression herding cats? Well, I want you to imagine the most alpha male, outspoken, confident, senior litigators. Can a woman ever lead that group? Can a woman family law lawyer ever lead that group? I didn't think so. I didn't think I had the experience. I didn't think I had the skills. And frankly, I didn't have the confidence. But I remembered my lesson. Say yes, forge ahead, and figure it out. And I'm so glad that I did. I loved that job. I loved the challenges, I loved the opportunities. And then within 4 years of that, I had the opportunity to further advance in the firm's leadership. And that was the position of regional managing partner. Now that role was a much bigger role. And again, even though I'd had some leadership experience, I did not think that I was ready for it. We have 5 managing partners across the country. I would be the only woman. We have 14 leaders on our most senior leadership team across the country, of which I would be part. There was only one other woman. But as you can see, as soon as that fear seeped in, I applied my lesson, I said yes, I forged ahead, and I did it. And I'm so glad that I did. Because it's things like this that I have brought to myself by reason of having stepped forward. Now, as I continued to evolve in my career, I was raising 3 children. So let me bring you up to speed. I have Jade, Justin, Jasmine, and Jordan. Okay, clearly I like alliteration when it comes to naming children, or I lack imagination. As I moved through these various positions, I always had fear, uncertainty, and doubt about whether or not I could be a good mother. Could I give them what they deserved while I was as busy as I was? I have never believed in work-life balance. I chose instead to subscribe to work-life integration. Now, to some that may sound like semantics, but as you'll see, for me, it wasn't. When I had to work weekends, I brought the kids to the office with me. I set them up with homework, activities, and I realized that when you're faced with constraints, you get creative. And we got creative. The law firm hallway became a playground, and I'm so thankful for foam soccer balls and frisbees. Otherwise, there would have been a lot of broken windows while I was there trying to break some glass too. Even snack time became creative. Here is 6-year-old Jordan's message to me, made out of his pretzels, on my desk. Now, did my children tell me that they loved me every day? No. Did I make Jordan mad and he ate the heart? Yes. Was it a hardship for them to be at the office? No. And as they got older, and they could have stayed home alone and didn't need to come in the office, they still came. And I can tell you that they photocopied every single body part on our photocopiers. And I shudder to think of the unexpected images that got tucked into some brief that went off to the Supreme Court. Still to this day, now that they are university-age children, they are part of my work life. They participate in my firm's fundraising events, and they participate in the fundraising that I do as a member of the CHIO Foundation Board, volunteering every year at the telethon and the teddy bear picnic. And obviously, I'm incredibly proud of the people they've become. So I stand before you today to say, it's no longer my hypothesis. It's my thesis. It's my creed. It's my rallying cry. When you are filled with fear, forge ahead and know you will figure it out. Know, just as I did, that fear is a signal, it is an invitation for opportunity and growth. Now, that's a concept that men feel more comfortable with than women. You may have heard the statistic that men will apply for a job when they meet 60% of the qualifications, while women wait to meet 100%. It's time for this to stop. It's time for more of us to say yes, even when we're not ready. Do you think that I've experienced fear, uncertainty, and doubt being here today? You have no idea. I had no idea. Just 2 weeks ago, my 89-year-old father died. That wasn't the plan leading up to my preparation for tonight. But once again, thanks to the support of my family, my friends, my colleagues, I pushed forth and I did it. And I'm so glad that I did, because if there's one woman in this room tonight who will say yes even when she thinks she's not ready, then I have made an impact as a leader. We owe it to the next generation to walk through the doors that are open for us and to not self-select out because we're afraid. How do you want to measure your life? By the opportunities that you let fear rob you of, or by the chances you take, like I did 22 years ago and here today? For me, one of the most validating moments was this social media post by my daughter Jasmine on International Women's Day 2 years ago. When anybody says this about you, it's a good day. When your 18-year-old daughter, who has watched you tackle your fear, says it, it's priceless. And she's right. I'm not done yet. International Women's Day is a time for us to be reminded of the importance of women supporting women, of the power we have when we come together as a group. This image is one of my most favorite. The 17 Black women judges who were sworn in Texas after Black Girl Magic Texas campaign. Look at the power of that. We all have different goals, but we all have the same debilitating response to fear. Left alone, it will derail us from the impact that we want to have. Don't let it. Don't let faulty, limiting beliefs become your reality. See fear as a signal to step forward, have the courage to forge ahead, and know you will figure it out. Thank you.